Good morning. We are back. What is up, everyone? Good afternoon to everyone. Good evening if you're here late. It is Noah's birthday. This is the birthday boy. Don't touch the mic. See? Birthday boy. I'm a little far away from the mic, so sorry if it's not loud enough. Say good morning. It's my birthday. Look. Oh, man. You gonna rip that off my head? You gonna rip it off? Say hi, peoples. Good morning. What do you think about the stocks this morning? Are you bullish or bearish? That's what I thought. What's up, Fernurky, Jesus, Scott, Liz, Lance, Boba, Discipline, Helen, Justin, Jonathan. Yeah, no goatee yet. We're working on it. Hopefully he has my wife's side of the family beard genetics and not my side of the family. He got his first haircut yesterday. Got a nice clean up around the ears. Looking so fresh. Gonna have his pool party. Yep. Tell him. Tell him. Is this your stock picks for the day? Morning, Stan. That's what I was thinking too, buddy. I apologize if this is blowing anyone's eardrums out. What? Everybody's saying happy birthday. You like the blue. His favorite color is blue by far, and he is obsessed with this light right now. Jackie and Jesus say happy birthday. You see all the people? I'm sure they want me to talk about stocks, but we wanted to see the baby today. Morning. Yeah, we're just taking a minute with the birthday guy. Yep. You ready to go back to mama? Okay. I'll be right back, guys. All right, we are back. Here, Lance, you're correct. The looks gotta be from his mom. All right, did I miss anything? Let's see. Good morning, Stan. I think I said good morning to you. Julia, I said good morning before the stream, obviously. WEJO news. Okay. Stocks are boring. Yeah, the baby's more interesting, I think. All right, let's see what we got going on here. You guys taking any trades? Pulled up anything yet? Let me adjust. He kind of got the mic out of whack a little bit, smacking it. Start up the music. I pulled up the gainer list this morning, and the top gainer under $10 was like 8%. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're about to have the most dead day ever. And then you see all the gainers this morning that are up, that have made the gainer list. I mean, they're up 8%. It's a penny, a penny, a penny, a penny. A $60 stock. Penny, penny, penny. All the way down. The top gainer is AUVI, though. So let's pull up AERC. AUVI. Hey, Jamie Rodriguez. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Good morning. Or good afternoon. Wherever you might be viewing from. Hey, Jonathan. I know that's Southwest Virginia life. Welcome in this morning. So AUVI is up. Is it up on news, or are we just continuing from the previous run? What's today, the 9th? Yep. So AUVI has fresh news today. Announces international dealer awarded sole source provider contract for their listed medical device. So it's a perfect timing. AC, you just missed Noah. You just missed him. You're going to have to go watch the VOD, I guess, to see him. Or maybe I'll bring him back before he goes to his nap. So AUVI literally had very specific news to what's been running lately. So that's the top watch today. Yeah, sorry, AC. I don't know if you can back up the live video or not. I think you can on YouTube. I think just go back, click a little bit to the beginning of the video, and he's here screaming and smacking the mic and everything else. Screaming. But in a good way. In a 1-year-old toddler-ish, turning into a toddler kind of scream. HR. Yeah, okay. So AUVI I'm going to keep up. AERC could be a T2 today. And I know people ask me a lot what a T2 is. It's a phrase we use a lot in MTA. It's when you have 100% at least run on day one. So this is the mother candle. And then the second candle goes down the next day, is preferably, but it's still inside of the mother bar. So it's a 3-bar. It can be an inside bar, but we call it a T2, but because it's the third day that breaks out usually. So the second day it gets short sell restricted, which means that shorts can only short on the ask. They can't like crash bids. So that makes things a little bit easier to run. So you got that going for you. And then you have people, that have sold off. They're waiting to buy the dip. And the third day, they kind of let the second day bleed. And the third day is usually when it pushes back up. So today, ideally, if this is going to be a true T2, you want to see it push back up, 10, 11, 12 range if it does. There's nothing says that it'll even move over 9 today, but the setup is there. AUVI, sure it can hit over 3. It needs to get the momentum. I think if AERC pulls something crazy, it could as well. So it is pretty much a T2 as well. So it went from 102 to 228, and the second candle formed inside. And now it's above here. So it's actually breaking out of its T2 already. $3 range is going to be psychological, 335, 200 SMA. Oh, you overnighted that? That's awesome. I like it. It was a T2 as well, and you also have a little less risk considering this one didn't run 500%. It only ran 100%, so less chance of, offering or whatever. But yeah, it's up this morning. It could do something. So yeah, over the pre-market high, you probably see towards 3. It fits the theme so well for today. or for this week at least. It was struggling with the 230 level yesterday, and as you see this morning, we are through the 230 level, and it's actually using that as a support. So the resistance becomes the support. Right here, right on 230. Let's see what else we got. So AUEI, yep, is the top gainer. It's actually pushing a little bit right here. Redbox has still been super trappy, but it's still hanging around, you know, so. Still in play. It's kind of forming another wedge to break out of. HUSA, let me look at oil first. So oil is still up, down just a touch today, but overall still over 90, which means it's over 120 on CL. HUSA, I think it's still in play. It's back down to, so it had a struggle level of 7 to 710, and it tested that in pre-market and actually held. So I think that's still in play for today. SONN is the only thing that is up that I don't know why it's up. Let's see. So they had positive results from a preclinical combination study. So SONN is positive news. 32 cents. Looks like it popped to 38 early and has sold back down to 30, 32 range. Good morning, Robin. I don't know if I told you good morning yet. I think I got everybody else. But yeah, this is about it for today. It's nice that AUVI, they were smart to PR that today. You see a lot of penny stocks do that, like when something gets in theme, like Bitcoin or whatever else, it will, these companies will come out and actually PR while things are actively running. So AUVI was running based on sympathy alone, like it had no fresh PR, no anything. But now they've jumped into like, oh my gosh, we got this PR in our back pocket, let's throw this out. Exactly, I see, yeah. News they're agreeing to consider. So they're not approving anything, they're agreeing to consider. So, but even that's positive. WEJO. I feel like this one's gotten pumped in the past or something. I feel like I've seen this ticker before. I don't know if I've ever traded it, but I've seen it mentioned a lot. So they had a PR8 expansion and extension of relationship with Microsoft Maps. So there's that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, at least Y is a little bit better. You're heading in the right direction. But yeah, it's a different world, like living in a different part of Virginia than living in Southwest Virginia. IMTE, I think, was a liquidation, finally. It had no reason to be up there anyways. It could dead cat bounce a little bit, but, I mean, this is just ran by Chinese algos. It had the run from 4 to 12, liquidated all the way back down to 5. Had a run to 38, liquidated all the way back down to 4 again, and then had a run to 13, and now it had a huge liquidation day yesterday. So, I mean, it could dead cat bounce a little. It's better than you trying to buy it on the way down there, but I don't know. I think it could bounce a little bit. Kind of reminds me of when Pets had its liquidation. It ran big and it was stuck up big. Here you go. This is perfect. So it had an offering on this day. I think it was this day, maybe this day. And it went down and then ended up ripping on the offering, like huge, up to $5. It ran to almost 10, hung around for so long. And then once it finally had its liquidation day, look, just completely flatline. And does that not look... Nope, daily. This candle, very, very similar. And then never recovered. May have had a small bounce, but it never recovered. And it is down to 22 cents now, I think. Yeah, 22 cents. So once they got that liquidation day out, it was just, it's like they completely smashed it into the ground. So could it bounce a little? Absolutely. Has it bounced before? So Pets didn't really have a history of bouncing back from a big candle like that. But IMTE, on the other hand, it liquidated previously and then still ramped back up. So maybe, but there's probably better plays out there. I wouldn't throw the house on it, personally. So the one thing I will say about AUVI, and it's been different the past couple days, but previously when I traded this one, it didn't have the best price action. Like, it did not like to hold its gains. It would have big days that would sell off, wick day, sell off day. Like, it never really followed through. So, I mean, it could be change of the tides here, but just keep that in mind. Like, this one has historically not had the best action. Yeah, no problem. And that's you nailed it. This is just my thoughts. It could do complete opposite of what I'm saying. This is just what I've seen and, kind of experienced what I'm going off of. And when you've been trading long enough, like I had an immediate example for IMT as soon as I saw this candle. So you start seeing things that you've seen before over and over. Like there's these waves and these cycles. And it really helps. But yeah, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I am going to end today at 9:20. I'm not going to extend through open. I don't even know if I'll trade after open. Just going to go hang out with The little dude on his birthday. But this is pretty much what we're dealing with probably until 8:30, and there might be a new PR that pops out. Houston a little bit higher here. Let's see. USO still in the same spot, but Houston ticked up just a touch. AVI coming back down to the 20 and VWAP. Somebody kind of watch that level to reverse back and head towards that high of day. Volume is slowing down though. You see it's kind of a sloping down volume. And I've noticed before you get these, even volume has its own patterns. You see the sloping volume there, and then the next candle broke out of this. I hate that the plus and minus button pop up every time I hover over. But the next volume candle broke out of the pattern, and that just happened to be the candle that recovered and pushed it to highs. So you'll see these patterns on volume as well as the chart. Like decreasing volume, and then the candle that breaks out sometimes chooses direction. So if this was a big red volume candle, then we would have pulled back more than likely. It's not always perfect like that. You'll see like these waves through here, but that happens a lot. And that makes you think, like, how much control does retail really have when you get these perfect candles? Probably not much at all. We're just pawns. We are not in control. If you're lucky enough to get a little bit of the ride of a stock move, then you're good. You're just hopping on the back, riding it up, and then hopping off with hopefully a gain. And that's the best you're hoping for. You're not in control in any way. And you can see it by patterns. You can see it by volume. Like, things would not hold pattern. I mean, yes, people use those lines and they use those patterns to see. And if everybody's looking at the same thing, then a lot of people will buy those same things. But why originally were people doing that? Because there was algos, there was programs that would hold at certain levels. Yeah, Jan volume here. So Jan will technically be a T2 as well, I believe. It's not as pretty. So from 2 to 5, so exactly a T2. Yeah, what's up with Jan? I don't see anything. Nice, solid move there, though. Yeah, AUVI could move. Yeah, we've been talking about that this morning. It could push up towards 3. What is up with Jan? $0.60 move there. Looking to see if I see anything on this. I have no idea. You got to push from somewhere, that's for sure. So keep Jan on watch. It was struggling before with the 450 level. So let's see if this candle ends up closing the 5-minute candle under 450. And also, when you see these random spikes out of nowhere, and you're like, okay, why did this run? Why is all this volume coming in out of nowhere? Sometimes, not all the time, it's running up into an offering. If you're not seeing like a specific person like pumping or pushing a stock and it's just running very hard out of nowhere, that can sometimes be hold on, I gotta ban somebody from MTA. Okay. PASG, okay, so you said never mind. CUSA pushing up now. So CUSA pushing up higher. There's also jobless claims on the overall market today at 8:30, so that comes out in 2 minutes as well. We have sold down to the 410 level, or around the 410 level beforehand, so let's see how those numbers react. Today's numbers aren't half as important as tomorrow's numbers, which are the inflation numbers. But yeah, that's an interesting spike there on Jan. Houston makes sense. I mean, the oil's still up, and I mean, Jan never broke down really, so it could squeeze out of nowhere, but I don't know. I still don't think we're quite in the market for things to just go parabolic on their own. Yeah, SPY has been bleeding. It's one of those things that did somebody figure out the numbers early, or are they making you think they figured out the numbers early to get cheaper prices? The psychology, you almost have to think like reverse psychology. Which way are they trying to spin these things? Yeah, maybe Jan is just a T2. See if it goes higher and breaks the pre-market high. Resistance on AUVI. So no candles closed over 270. Let's say 275. So next resistance 275, and then the after hours high was around 280, and then over that is 3. I'm gonna step away for just a second. I'll be right back. All right. Hey, Berkey. No, I didn't ban Jimmy. Somebody popped in there though with like Nazi emblems in their name, and we're trying to invite people to their Discord. So, not interested in that at all. Keep that to yourself. Yeah, you missed Noah this morning if you just popping on, but if you go back in the VOD, you can see him. Yeah, Jan pushing higher. Held the 9 on the 1. Went higher. Potentially, Jonathan. Potentially. So Son, little pullback here. Okay, so the jobs numbers really didn't affect SPY today. It's pretty much right at where it closed at, minus 12 cents. So it's going to open pretty much even on the day. And so I saw where the White House came out and said they expect the numbers on Friday to be inflated. So if we know that already, and that's priced in already, if they are inflated, I don't think we're going to go down that bad. Because if people know the knowledge ahead of time and then see the results, you know, why would that change anything? So I think if they're bad, a little bit bad, I don't think it's going to do much. If they're really bad, it should fall off. But if they're good, then you might see a really good move Friday morning. And they're not going to be good, but, you know, better than expected. Because if the White House is coming out and saying, oh, they're going to be elevated Friday, and they're a little bit better than expected, then, I mean, you might see a positive move. And a decent one at that. So I don't really like SONN. SONN. Jan, still watch the 9 on the 1 here. See how thin this is in the morning. Yeah, the biggest bid's like 3K, and the biggest ask is like 2K. I wonder if they are running up into an offering, though. I really hope not. It's kind of strange to see this happen just randomly. But AUVI still hanging out around 250, 260. Rounding the top just a little bit, but not too bad. What else we got? Let me pull up Husa down here instead of Son. Oh, Jan did have news? I didn't see it. I was looking through. Oh, okay. That explains it. Opens 3 new recycling centers. Okay. So that explains it. So I don't know if Jan will follow through with that. For some reason... Yeah, that's not on my news feed. So that's the bad thing about news ads, is you kind of have to catch keywords to get the PR to pop up on the feed. So let me see if I can tweak that and get it to pop up. Yep, there it is. Weird. Yeah, I have the news coming out at 8:30 on Jan. I just completely missed it because my parameters weren't set. I literally had to add the word recycling to get the PR to hit. So that's very fluffy. So because it has shorts, because it ran recently and it had a T2 setup, I think that's why it's getting so much action. But I don't see, based on the merits of the PR alone, that this is just going to go insane. Is that brightness too bright? I feel like my face is kind of dark with this one. If I look like super bright, let me know. I'll back it back down. It's hard for me to tell. So Jan pulling back a little bit. It's at VWAP now. But if that's going to be Jan's T2 move, that's not terrible, from 390 to 490 basically. So $1 move on a PR that really is not big. Yeah, AVI. Let's go to the 1 minute here. Not the prettiest setup, but it did hold the VWAP level, pushing upward. This looks like it's going to be a trappy one today. So you see this trap candle down, hammer up, push high, and then upside down hammer. And then this looks like it's death here on this candle, and then it just trades sideways, back up, down, sideways. No 1 minute candle today's closed over 262. So you want to see that first. So SPY is pushing a little lower here. This is the levels that was getting bought up yesterday. So we'll see if it gets bought up again or if it continues lower. All right, Jan down to the 20 on the 1 now. Fell through VWAP pretty easily. At least their PR from the other day was a little bit better. They had a patent about nerve function. So that's penny stocks in a nutshell. So you've got a couple days ago, they have a patent covering a method of improving nerve function. Okay? Biotech related, seems good, in the right sector. Today, they have a recycling PR that they're opening new recycling centers in Washington, California, New Jersey. So that doesn't scream penny stock to you. I don't know what is. Yeah, we're curing things with nerve function patents, but we also have recycling centers. So that's very important. Got to diversify, right? That's like Moderna. You know, they're working on a couple years ago, working on the vaccine, and then they have a PR the next day. We opened up a new restaurant. You know, like, you don't want to see that. Like, stop. Focus on what you're focusing on. See if we get over this shoulder level here, 466, 467. If not, it might be forming a 1 minute head and shoulder. All right, so market pulling back more. It's below yesterday's low now. I posted a clip on this last night, but I don't know if you guys saw it. Do you remember the other day when we were talking about BABA breaking out, and then it had this trend line from October 2020, like pretty much straight down? It ended up breaking out right after that. We were looking at it at like 99 cents or $99, and over the last 2 days, it's went all the way to the 120 level. It even went to, is that this morning? Yeah, it went to 128 this morning. So it had like a multi-year, what the heck is that? Multi-year breakout, and had a big push. See if the trend line's still here. Yeah, so this is the trend line from the other day. I had it on this chart. Perfectly broke out of the downtrend and straight up rocket the past couple days. Hey, what's up, Snacks? Good morning. So it actually got its 200 SMA test early this morning. And this one has a lot of gaps in the chart for good reason. It's Chinese. It trades on the Chinese exchanges and stuff. So you'll see big gaps, like it opens where it's opening at in China, you know. So the overall market down to 410 now. That's going to be a big psychological support level, 410, 408. I still think we need a 405 test. I don't know if we'll get it today, but we've been just bunched up in this mess right here for days now. Big green, small candle, big red, big green, two small candles, big green, small candle, and now we're down to right here again. But I think tomorrow is really going to be the deciding factor, maybe for the whole summer. If the numbers are really, really bad, pull back, test 400, maybe test 390 again. But if the numbers are decent, maybe we can start pushing up 420, 430 tests, like kind of trend up over the summer towards July, August. So Houston had that initial spike and didn't do anything else. Jan trying to hold VWAP. It got back above, just barely. I'm definitely not a fan of the PR though, but that doesn't mean it's not going to run. Yep, AUVI is trying to break loose a little bit here. It's back to the 260 level. Still struggling with 262, 263. Be right back. All right. So we're coming up on 9 a.m. now. 8:50 right now. I've seen nothing that I personally like enough to take a trade. Jan was a quick pop, but the first candle, I missed the PR, but the first candle was, 398 to 468. So if you were really, really fast, you could have gotten, IMT had a PR. Somebody was just talking about that for the dead cat. So IMT had a PR 5 minutes ago. Strategic partnership, collaboration. So maybe that's your dead cat bounce PR. And I don't know if it'll go nuts, but yeah, it's not even moving off that. I don't know. It might get a little bounce now because of that. Just it needs to hold these lows right here from 335 to 340. It's not my type of trade really, but it could get a dead cat bounce now because it did have a fresh PR this morning. So just keep that in mind. Jan kind of a straight up, straight down mountaintop here. So maybe they just squeezed out and then re-entered their positions for short. Let's see. So, yeah, those were increasing volume because it was about to do the breakout. And then it never got the volume to continue the breakout out. That's why it faded back down. But as you see, and it's hard for me to show you, but you see I drew this one earlier. It had the same type volume profile. And this just happened to be the candle that was going to be the breakout. But it couldn't do it. It couldn't sustain the volume. But it went to almost a high of day. It went to 263, 264. But it just couldn't break out and hold the volume. But that is big volume for it not to be able to push through. So that's interesting. You would think maybe like it gets up to here, flags here, and then this candle honestly should have been the break higher. This should have been the push. And this candle, for some reason, did not get any volume, and it ended up being red and pulling back. So no 5 minute has closed over 260. This is our top gainer this morning, though. But nothing really insane going on with it at the moment. The volume is definitely decreasing. I tried to have that one breakout just a few minutes ago and couldn't do it. Do I use gel, like hair gel? Yeah, sometimes. Like this morning, I used a little bit of hair gel to keep it up because the past few mornings, like my hair's been coming down to right here and I keep having to shove it out of my face. So today, yes, I use a little bit of gel. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, if my hair just dries, I do use soap. Absolutely, I do use soap. I take a shower before every stream, and it helps me, honestly do it just to help me wake up, to be honest. And it honestly takes care of the bed head if I happen to have bed head. Because my hair just goes crazy. But yeah, when it's dry, it comes down and just like hangs right here. Like I have like a half bang. So I decided to get it out of my face today. So AUVI pulling back a little to the 250 level. Previous resistance. Hopefully it becomes support again. It was support here. But we're not getting as much momentum as you would expect. For a fresh PR in the sector that's been extremely hot, it just kind of got up to a certain level and it's flatlined. So There was a time where SPY did not affect pennies or momentum at all. If SPY was having a good day, like there were years. So I started in 2016. And until maybe 2018, I never even pulled up the overall market to look at it. Never once. Just because there was no correlation. Pennies were in their own little world. And when I say pennies, I mean small caps. But now I feel like if the market's having a bad day, then everything's having a bad day. You have no chance. Like even something with the best news and best momentum is just getting pulled back with the market. So... But yeah, we're down under 410 now. So maybe 408 test today. 408's been tested too many times though. So if it continues down, it might go to 405 today and test it. DBVT. That's not a D. Oh yeah, I remember looking at this the other day. Yeah, a little bit of action this morning. I can't remember why this was even up to begin with. So this morning they have a private placement financing, 194 million, which is usually dilution, but it is at 311 per share. So that is why it's up a little bit. You are diluting, but the dilution is at a higher level. Oh, the peanut allergy was the other day. Yeah. But today, it's there's an actual dilution / offering, but the offering is way higher than the current price. So that's why you're going up today. 32 million shares. That's not an insane amount, but then you got warrants of 28 million shares. So that's quite a bit of dilution, but it is at a higher price. I can go turn the fan on. It's getting hot in here. Yeah, my room office gets hot if I leave the door shut, but I've been leaving the door shut because the dogs are barking out there and everything else. Try to keep the sound in here, especially with this new mic. It's very sensitive. So, yeah, AUVI low. The volume just keeps dying off. It's hanging out over 250 though. One more minute until the 9 a.m. PRs pop. It is Money Thursday, but it doesn't look very hot yet. We kind of had Money Tuesday this week with the big runs. What the hell? Hold on just a second. Yeah, so I've got the sign up above the safe. And I guess when I turned the fan on, it was just enough to kind of push it out. And it fell off. Yes, I have our gun safe in the office. So Houston pulling back on low vol. Could be getting a shove from somewhere, but it is pushing. So if you were able to catch, kind of was thinking that process of elimination, catch it back down, the fact that it's just kind of setting on VWAP, not selling off, then you're setting up 20 cents here. So this is the scale zone, actually. So you're at pre-market high. So if you're in some, usually pre-market high is a good scale level, and then you ride some through to the 275 and then maybe the 3 test. But as you see, the 1 minute volume is still increasing. Every 1 minute's been higher than the last. So this one just creeped higher than the last 1 minute. So it's pushing up through. I didn't specifically take this trade just because I wasn't a fan of the action so far, but volume decided to, hey, we're coming into this one and we're just going to send it up this morning. So could it be having the below its load and pre-market move? Potentially. Nice job, Jesus. Yeah, I know you were talking about it. I figured that you were in. It didn't have enough momentum through here for me to expect this move to happen here. If we'd have got a little better action through here, better pattern, didn't have this kind of ugly type action here, then I would have expected more of a breakout later on. But is what it is. It ended up going anyway. So coming up to 275. So this volume candle looks like it's going to end lower than the last, but the price is higher. Yeah, usually I don't like VWAP that much just because it tends to shred through the bottom of it. But today on this specific ticker, it held. So volume decreasing a lot now. Could see a short-term 1 minute pullback. I mean, it's hard to. When you see gains and, you want to lock it in. And there's nothing wrong. That's how you grow your account. You lock in gains. It's never a gain until you lock it in. So you could end up selling back for even or a loss. So it's always good to lock it in. Maybe just let some more ride instead of cutting the whole thing. Like if you take 1,000 shares, maybe let 200 ride or 100 ride, just so you're still getting a little bit out of it, but you're locking in a lot too. Uh-oh, we lost our 1 hour of upbeat music. Let's try this one.
I would say no matter who you are, it is a really exciting time to be in technology.
Works for me. So we ticked towards high of day there and got a little resistance. Got some sells off of that. So that's not the best looking candle right there at all. You do not want to see that break through high of day and instant tick down. So that's somebody either getting out or shorting. They can get squeezed out, but that's not the best looking candle at least. But yeah, I always say you're never going to catch the bottom, and you're never, well, sometimes you can. Most of the time, you're not going to catch the bottom. You're not going to sell the top. You trade the movement in between, and that's all you can do. So there's the pullback. See, you have the ugly candle, and you get your pullback. So now it's going to retest that 262 level from earlier breakout. So now we've got 2 wicks down, 263, previous breakout zone. It is holding so far. That just happens to be the 20 on the 1 as well. So a little bit of selling though. Usually I would take a trade, like try some at support, but I don't know. I'm just not really feeling the pre-market action so far. So let's see. Still holding this range. You'd want to see it push back up with the green candle soon, though. Or it's just going to fall and spill back straight to VWAP. Yeah, usually price action, resistance, and support in volume. Those are the keys to momentum trading, at least. And what brings momentum and price action sometimes is news or sector related. So let's see if this 1 minute closes over 260 or under. See, we're spilling now. It had that. So somebody must have shorted the top here. You saw it broke the high of day by 1 cent, got hammered hard. Ponytail on AUVI, like right now, or was earlier? Yep, I spotted that as soon as it happened. I was like, this is an ugly candle, and then you see the spill right after. Oh, right now, okay. going to step away for one more time, and we'll come back and see what setups we got for open, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so looks like AVI holding this lower level here for now. No candle has closed under 260 on the 1. JN hanging around this level, holding on the 9, on the 5. Volume has died completely off on that. But our setups today, AUVI with news. AERC, you'd want it to hold probably the 8 level. Maybe you can make a push back up to the level it was holding previously, was like $9.60 to $10 with a little action today. It does have the T2 inside bar type setup to where it can push higher here. It is short sell restricted today because of the fall yesterday. So it can pop. Will it pop? I don't know. Needs volume. AUVI, and of course if this pops, AUVI is going to pop too. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Jan had the PR this morning, but about recycling centers. Oh yeah, DBBT. Let's look. That one had an offering, technically, but the offering was at $3.10. So that's why that's moving up towards $2. AUVI trying to go under 260 here. Yeah, BJDX, I think, was from this morning. Is it getting action right now? Yeah, so it's pushing up a little bit as well. Kind of a strange chart. Oh, yeah, the FDA agrees to consider its plan. Yep. Yeah, we looked at that earlier. But it is getting a push up. It's going to have resistance. Looks like 180 immediately. Could make a push to 2 if it gets enough volume. AUVI is now spilling back to VWAP and under. So this candle was key right here. This was a big candle. Can I? Whatever. But it hit the high of day. And immediately somebody hit it really hard with probably a short with size back down to 275, and it never ticked any higher. And now they are up 20 cents right here. WEJO is back almost to even. SONN. It is a penny stock. It did have FDA news this morning holding the 9 on the 5. So this may, after open push up, want it to hold maybe 32 level. So hold over 32, push over 35, And it might get the 38 test again, a pre-market high. And then HUSA going down a little with oil. Watch the 712, 710, 7 to 710 level actually for a dip buy. Could potentially do the V bottom like it did yesterday. It's due a pullback day though, so today might be the pullback day. And then SPY overall under 408. I think it needs a 405 test. So under the 408 level, it's been holding for days now. It will be 405, 403 to 405, but I think 405 area should hold. AVI is back on VWAP. See if it holds that level. I don't know if it'll exactly hold it into open or not. The action on it has not been the best. It did have the push, but then after that, it's just completely spilled off. I like SONN's chart this morning. This is going to need the volume to push it through. Hold 32, break 35. Anything else? Any other charts you guys want to look at? I think that's pretty much what's in play at this very moment. Oh yeah, let me pull up Redbox. Redbox is down on the day a little. Still in trend though. So this could easily hold this level and push higher. Redbox has been super trappy. Hey Steven, good morning. If you go to the beginning of the video, if you can now, he was on this morning. So he was on in my lap for maybe 5 minutes at the main beginning of the video. See. SIGA kind of fading back down again, broke back down. So I had the chance to break up and continue higher. Now it's back down in the 10s. Hey, Broda. I'll tell him you said that. I'll tell him you both said that. Oh, you did a good job. If you were killing the market, you did a great job. Because it is straight down this morning. AMC, more than likely. Actually, the memes have been following the market lately. So I could see AMC kind of pulling back today with the market, if it does. AMC and GameStop both. And then last but not least, Veru. Watch for it to maybe test 1475, 1480 and get a hammer. It's still in play. We got an upper trend line in place here. So test that, and then the upper end test would be around 1575. So there's a dollar range here that can trade in. But that's about it. I think I'm going to head out for the morning. We will be back at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and tomorrow is Friday, so last day of the week tomorrow. Hopefully we have a good day-to-day trading. If you do trade, I don't think I'm going to trade much if I do at all, really, because I'm just going to go hang out with Noah. But thanks for all the likes. Thanks for being here, the comments, the questions, the input. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, and I will see everyone back here 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Peace.